So this is my best friend Ahmed. We've been best friends since pretty much the first grade, and now we are almost to 30 years old and have stayed friends ever since. And today I'm going to be creating his dream desk setup. So I'm a freelance videographer now, also doing YouTube, and Ahmed works full-time for an outdoor apparel company, and he basically edits all of their videos for social media and advertisements, but also handles some stuff on the filming side as well. And he also works sort of like a flexible way at his job. He has to be in the office 3 times a week, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he can work from home. But here's the thing, his desk setup and pretty much everything he's got going on in that area needs some work. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot, more on them in a moment. So here's what we're working with. The space he is in now is perfect, and he went ahead and painted his entire office a few months ago. Thank God, because after all these makeovers where I've had to paint, I'm so glad that he's already painted. And the size of his office is 11.5 feet by 25 feet, with his desk setup on one side and sort of a home theater TV area on the other side. Now in this video, we're gonna be focusing on the desk setup side, but maybe in a future video, we might upgrade that side as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. But like I said before, this space definitely needs some work. His chair is probably from the Paleolithic era. And even though he's a very organized person, his organization could use some help as well. And for it to be easier to transition from working in the office to working from home. So for the last few weeks, we put our heads together and sort of came up with a list of all the things that we need to purchase for his space. And now that they finally came in, it's finally time to upgrade his office. So let's first start with his desk setup, specifically his older desk, which we're actually going to be able to repurpose this in this area of his office so that he can do some cool stuff creatively, but also prep his gear. Now, we'll get more into that later, but for now, we threw these caster wheels on the bottom so that he can roll it around his space. So for his desktop, he went and bought this 72-inch by 30-inch wood tabletop from Lowe's, where he then sanded it down and threw a stain on it to get a richer wood tone color. And for the desk legs, FlexiSpot sent over their E7 Pro desk legs in black. And these are really sleek looking desk legs and can hold a lot of weight with a max static load of 440 pounds. And they're height adjustable from 25 inches all the way up to 50 inches, so it's suitable for pretty much any height, sit or stand. Next, it was finally time to upgrade that chair. I don't know if he's had this chair for 50 years, 3 years or what, but it definitely needs to be replaced. So FlexiSpot hooked us up with their C7 chair. And if you're a subscriber to this channel, you know that I absolutely love this chair. It's in both of my desk setups and even my wife's desk setup as well. And having a comfortable chair to work in for 8, 9, 10 hours a day sometimes is essential for you and also for your back. And for Ahmed, this chair is going to be a huge upgrade for him.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
The C7 is aimed to give you the most comfort and adjustability in your workday, with multiple different points of adjustment to customize your comfort. It has a wider than average cushion, and we opted to get the foam cushion, but you can also get a mesh seat if you prefer that as well. And it has an adjustable backrest where you can lock it in at 93 degrees or unlock it to be able to lean back to 128 degrees, and even rest your head on their adjustable headrest. Not to mention their adaptive lumbar support that can be adjusted to the perfect position for your lower back. And for even more comfort, you also have a 3-dimensional armrest where you can adjust them from left to right, forward and back, and up and down, as well as an adjustable seat height, tilt, and forward and back position. And you can also opt for a footrest like we have in this one to make it even more comfortable for you throughout your workday, or if you want to lean back and take a break. And if you're looking to get one for yourself, you can use my code WILLHALL to save $200 off your purchase of the C7 chair. And the best thing about FlexiSpot is that they offer a 30-day return policy and a 10-year warranty with direct replacement for damaged parts. So go ahead and invest in your comfort and check out the links in the description. So for his monitor setup, we found this dual monitor arm on Amazon and opted just to use one for now, but wanted to have the option to have 2 just in case he decided to get another monitor in the future and maybe stack them on top of each other. And for his monitor, he has the LG 35WN65C, which is a great ultra wide monitor for video editing, and it has 100 Hz, so you could technically game on this since it has a higher refresh rate, but for his purpose for video editing, this has been a perfect monitor for him. Now next, for organization, we got the Bololo setup cockpit and a few of their accessories to help him keep his desk setup organized. The shelf is extremely high quality and is handmade in Germany, and their accessories we got, like their catch-all tray and large catch-all tray, will be great to hold hold his hard drives and any other items he might need quick access to. We also got their MagSafe charging mount so that he can quickly charge his phone if he needs to and also store it on his desk. So for his speakers, we got the PreSonus Aris 3.5-inch speakers so that he can monitor audio while he's editing, and I've actually had these for 4 years now, and I always recommend these to anyone that's looking to upgrade their desk setup and get some really good speakers. Next, for his microphone setup, we got the Rode Pod Mic. Now to hold his Pod Mic, I got the Elgato Wave mic arm. It looks great, but I also love the cable management on this mic arm as well, and how well it holds pretty much any microphone. Now the audio is running into his PreSonus Audio Box USB 96 audio interface. He's had this for a few years now, but I definitely recommended for him to upgrade to something else in the future, maybe the Scarlett Solo or even the Rode AI1, mainly due to the fact that you can't really turn off the audio feedback on this interface, but for now, it's definitely going to work for him and his setup. So for his laptop, he's running the M3 Max MacBook Pro from work, and we just have this set underneath the Bololo desk shelf so that it's easy to access if he needs to plug it in when he gets home from work or take it to work with him. And one crucial upgrade to this was this OWC dock to be able to plug everything into, and that's going to allow him to have one cable running into his MacBook and then the rest plugged into this OWC dock, like all of his hard drives, his monitor, and his audio interface, leaving him 3 USB-C ports on his MacBook and then a USB-C and USB-A port on the front of the OWC dock, along with an SD card slot. And the dock also charges his MacBook, so it's really an all-in-one solution, and the OWC was the perfect choice for this in my opinion. For his desk mat, we found this topographical desk mat on Amazon, which matches his style and looks great on his desk setup. And it also matches his wallpapers, which are from Clean Desk Setup, and I'll go ahead and leave a link to those in the description, and also a discount code where you can save a little bit of money if you want to purchase those for yourself. And then for his keyboard, Low-Free sent over their Low-Free Flow Lite 100 key mechanical keyboard in white. And I also have this keyboard on my desk setup, and I love the way that it sounds and feels whenever I'm typing. For his mouse, you know you can't go wrong with the MX Master 3S, and he was using the Apple Magic Mouse and Apple Magic Keyboard before, so this was definitely a huge upgrade for him. We also got this super sturdy iPad mount for his iPad Pro.
Freaking making you work for it.
So he can use Sidecar and have this as a reference monitor whenever he's editing. And lastly, for his webcam, I got him the Insta360 Link 2C, which is a solid 4K webcam in my opinion, and along with his new mic setup and speakers, this will be a great way for any Zoom calls that he needs to hop on for work. Now, FlexiSpot also sent over their WP-S012 2-in-1 walking treadmill for him to check out. This would be a great way to get some extra steps in at work and also stay active throughout the day. It has a max speed of 6.2 miles per hour when the handrail is set to up, but when it's folded, the max speed is 4 miles per hour. Now, he definitely loved it and can see himself using it in his space, but to be honest, his significant other has already taken it for herself, and he'll probably never see it again. So we spent the rest of the night setting up his keyboard and mouse, and then started going over a plan for what we wanted to tackle the next day. And the next day, we shifted our focus to the other side of his office. Now, for the other part of his office behind his desk setup, we wanted to give him a space to be creative and do some stuff for work if he needs to, but also give him the ability to branch out creatively in the future, whether that's to do YouTube on his own or maybe create some product videos right there in his office. But also this space will be great when he preps his camera gear for work and has to store some of it. So we used his old desk setup as sort of the foundation for this space, and then added caster wheels to the bottom of it to be able to roll it around so he can use it pretty much anywhere in his office. And then we added this boom arm from Newer so he can mount his camera to that to do top-down shots over his desk setup area. And then we added this pegboard so he can store his most needed items and gear to quickly be able to access them when he needs it, and then some wall art and a shelf for his Spider-Man Funko Pop. Next, we added these white and black under desk drawers for his second desk setup so he can store any tools for his camera rigs and other things he may need in these drawers. And to light up the space, we got another Newer boom arm to mount this Newer 60-watt light with their lantern softbox attachment. I think this is easier than using his C-stand in his space because it clears everything off the floor and makes it easy to move the light around when he needs it. And we also set him up with these smart plugs for Google Home so he can control his 2 lights through the Google Home app. And after a few final touches to the space, everything was all done, and I'm actually really happy with the way that it all turned out. So the goal of this video is to give him a space that would make it easier for him to transition from working in the office to working from home, as well as give him room to grow creatively, but mainly just to have a space where he feels comfortable and could be the most creative in. And I really think we accomplished it with this video. And hopefully we can get back in there in the future, maybe towards the end of this year, to add even more to this space. So let me know in the comments below what was your favorite addition to this space, and if you have any other suggestions for him to potentially add to it in the future. And a huge shout out to FlexiSpot for making this all possible. Don't forget to use my code WillHall to save $200 off your C7 chair. And also a huge shout out to you guys for even watching these videos. Honestly, being able to upgrade my space and my wife's space and other people that are close to me has been one of the greatest gifts that YouTube has given me, but it wouldn't be possible without you guys watching these videos. So thank you for that. All right, that'll do it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.